Hey, all cinephile Mike, your friendly neighborhood cinephile, is here with day 92 of Award Season Review Season 2's. It is our last week. We are looking at the rest of the best, wrapping up the last few films nominated for the Oscars, and that big night is coming almost here on Sunday, March 10th. Today, I am talking about the longest film that I have talked about all season, Apple Original Films' Killers of the Flower Moon. Written by Eric Roth and the film's director, Martin Scorsese, based on the book of the same name by David Gran, Killers of the Flower Moon, as of this recording, has a worldwide box office take of $156,874,211, with $67,874,211 domestically and $89 million internationally. Now, the film has been an award season force this year in nominations. Nominated for 10 Oscars, it is up for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress for Lily Gladstone, Best Supporting Actor for Robert De Niro, Best Song, Score, Cinematography, Editing, Production Design, and Costume Design. So you've heard me talk a lot about this film's design elements through the "and the Oscar goes to" segments. Now, other awards, while it hasn't won as many, it did have 9 BAFTA nominations, including Best Film, Best Casting, and Best Supporting Actor for De Niro, amongst several others, several production categories. 12 Critics' Choice Award nominations, including Best Picture, Best Actress for Gladstone, Best Actor for Leonardo DiCaprio, Best Supporting Actor for De Niro, Best Acting Ensemble, and Best Director. 7 Golden Globe nominations, one of which it won, which was for Best Actress in a Drama for Gladstone. It won 4 National Board of Review awards for Best Film, Best Director, Best Actress, and Best Cinematography, and 3 SAG nominations, again, with one of the 3 being won by Gladstone for Best Actress, amongst many other awards. Over 400 nominations and or wins for this film. I could keep going, but it's not about the awards, it's about the film itself. So, Killers of the Flower Moon is 2 true stories rolled into one film. The first is all about the oil game and multiple murders of the Osage Nation in Oklahoma, and the other is about the birth of the FBI as their organization developed during this investigation. Now, primarily, the Osage plot follows newly married couple Ernest Burkhart, played by DiCaprio, a World War I vet who has come to live with his uncle, William King Hale, played by De Niro, who is almost the godfather of the lands, save for, he being a white man. And Burkhart's marriage to the new and very wealthy Molly Kyle, or as will become Molly Burkhart, played by Gladstone, whose family is one of the most prosperous of the land, who now is seemingly being picked off one at a time in a series of grisly murders, one after the other. Molly, one of a large family, is trying to determine what is happening here. Now, historically, the Osage were the wealthy ones as the oil was found on their land, and quickly, white men moved in and deemed many of the Osage incompetent, and in many cases, the white men became served as either the guardians to the Osage and controlled the incomes, or they would marry the women in order to get control of the funds, or as they are referred to, head rights. Not just Molly's family, but many other Osage begin to get murdered, and Molly, regardless of how ill her diabetes is making her, will do all that she can to solve this. Going so far as to go to Washington and speaking with President Coolidge, who will then, the Bureau of Investigation, which the original name for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, will send an agent, Thomas Bruce White Sr., played by Jesse Plemons, to investigate what is happening. We will then spend the remainder of the film with this team looking into these murders, which could this be a little bit closer to home than they think? Now, visually, Killers of the Flower Moon is beautiful to look at. All of the production elements from Jack Fisk's production design and Adam Willis's set direction, capturing the landscapes of Oklahoma, to Jacqueline West's gorgeous costumes, especially those evoking the traditional Osage garments, are all shot gloriously by Rodrigo Prieto's cinematography. All of these things work together to tell the story. Although at 3.5 hours, this film does drag at many points, despite the work that is done by Thelma Schoonmaker's editing. Additionally, the cast does an incredible job with the roles that they play. DiCaprio is understated and not quite the larger than life character we often see him play as Ernest, and De Niro plays Hale with the same controlled energy and power that he brought to The Godfather. Also, Gladstone, a relative newcomer, is a revelation. She is the best thing in the entire film in her portrayal of a woman who has been suffering, refuses to let that suffering get her down, and she plays Molly with a strong resolve that will have you rooting for her from the get-go. Here is my problem to the film. In addition to the runtime, it could have been shorter by at least, I would say, 45 minutes or so. It's that they kind of spoil the mystery a little early on. The murder mystery is the best part of the plot, and it is revealed within the first hour or so of the movie. So we spend time at the screen wanting to say, that's who it is, that's who it is. But it's, shady behind the scenes dealings. So to be fair, it gives Scorsese an opportunity to create a character study, and we try to understand why people do the things they do. But it downplays and maybe goes a little too long because maybe they get their comeuppance, maybe they don't. But the good thing about the mystery is the mystery. All in all, and I know I'm probably in the minority here, I personally, because of the screenplay, I wasn't overly impressed with the film. Although I do want to say I recognize and appreciate what it did for representation on screen and telling an authentic, horrific chapter of our country's history. However, I would recommend almost reading Grand's source material. I think if Scorsese had followed that more closely, that was a true page turner in when you're solving the mystery of what was going on. So for me, Killers of the Flower Moon is only a 3-star film. I'm glad that I saw it, but it's not one that I think I would necessarily return to. So, do you agree with me? I'm curious to know. I wonder. Let me know in the comments. Now, if you haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon yet and would like to, it is currently streaming exclusively on Apple TV Plus. As always, if you like what you heard here, please subscribe to the channel. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd and get in on all the cinematic goodness. We're so close to that 100 subscriber, I can taste it. It's coming. Are you going to be number 100? Click that button to see. But until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.